Hello students, we have already finished with our lecture series on ear. In the applied, I have told you about the different types of tuning fork tests. So today I am going to demonstrate to you which are the various type of tests that we are going to conduct. So as a student, all of you must be able to perform this test. Unfortunately, because of this corona crisis, we are not able to monitor how you are going to perform it. But at least we are going to show you how you should perform this. Okay? So the three tests that I am going to teach you today is Rinne's test, Schwabach's test and Weber's test. So for this test, we will be requiring a tuning fork whose frequency is either 256 Hz or 512 Hz. Remember, one should not choose this 120 Hz tuning fork. It is used when we check the sense of vibration in sensory system. Okay, so we are going to choose by marking over it. Here it is reading 256 Hz. So whenever you are checking for test for hearing, you should be first of all checking which is the frequency of the tuning fork. Okay, now the subject is here. I am going to give him instructions before performing the test. So I am going to tell him that whenever he will hear sound, he is going to raise the finger, and whenever the sound disappears, his finger will go down. काका, तुम्हाला जेव्हा आता आवाज येईल तेव्हा बोट वर करायचं आणि जेव्हा आवाज येणं बंद होईल तेव्हा बोट खाली करायचं. मध्ये आपण काहीच बोलायचं नाही. ठीक आहे? So for performing Rinne's test, I will demonstrate to you how. Hit the prongs of the tuning fork on the hypothenar eminence of your hand, and then place this foot plate on the mastoid process of the subject. Once he will say that he is able to hear. Once he stops hearing, you will bring the prongs near his external ear. Then again he should be able to hear, because I have taught you that air conduction is always better than bone conduction. So Rinne's test tests the air conduction and bone conduction of a person. Once we perform in the right ear, we will be performing it in the left ear. So let us start with the test. आवाज आला की हात वर करायचा, आवाज गेला की हात खाली करायचा. Yes. Yes. So that means the air conduction of this subject for the right ear is better than his bone conduction. We have to perform the test on the other side. Just find out the mastoid process. Yes. So this proves that air conduction in this particular subject for both the ears is better than bone conduction, and this is known as Rinne's positive. I will be telling you how to interpret this when we move on to the next part. Second test is Schwabach's test. This test tests the air conduction and bone conduction of the subject with that of the person who is examining him. So, but there is one prerequisite, that the person who is examining him should have normal hearing. Otherwise, this test has no meaning. Okay? So, what I am going to do is that I am going to place this vibrating tuning fork on the mastoid. As soon as he stops hearing, I will be placing this on my right mastoid. Okay? Ideally, when he stops hearing, I also should not be able to hear anything. Then I will bring the prongs of the tuning fork near his right ear. He will again hear it because air conduction is better than bone conduction. Once he stops hearing, I will bring it near my right ear. Ideally, now I also should not be able to hear. So, in this particular test, bone conduction of the subject and the examiner, as well as the air conduction of the subject and the examiner, should be equal. Okay? And this test we will have to perform on the left side as well. So, let us start with this test. परत तसंच आवाज आला की हात वर करायचा, आवाज गेला की हात खाली करायचा. Okay. So right, when he stopped hearing via this bone conduction, I also wasn't able to perceive anything. Also his air conduction and my air conduction, it matched. You have to perform the same test on the opposite ear as well. Right, the same thing happened on the other side as well. That means his air conduction and bone conduction is equal to the examiner's air conduction and bone conduction. So this is known as Schwabach's test. And the last test is Weber's test. In this test, I am going to place the the footplate of this vibrating tuning fork on the vertex or on the forehead. And then I am going to ask him in which ear he feels the sound better. So normally the sound should be felt equally on both the sides. Okay. So let us start. काका हे मी तुमच्या डोक्यावर ठेवणार आहे. तुम्हाला कुठल्या कानामध्ये चांगलं ऐकू येतं का दोन्हीकडे सारखं ऐकू येतं हे मला सांगायचं. ठीक आहे. सरळ बसा. नीट शांत ऐका. सारखं दोन्हीकडे सारखं येते. There is one more side. सारखं. Okay, so this is a normal finding that he is able to hear the sounds conducted via the bone on the right side and as well as the left side. So this is known as Weber's test. Now how to interpret this test I am going to tell you in the coming section. Thank you.